All right, welcome to the World Series. We just did the how to prep for an important race, any online race, or in particular the World Series race. They're a little bit more important, so we should put a little more prep into it. And Blind Shooter, which is actually the car that during exhibition knocked us out, is starting in first. So for the exhibition, we actually started with having the fastest lap time in first, but during the exhibition, the dirty drivers were already out. When there was no reason to be hitting us, the car had no business. I took a wide line and they literally came out and hit us. So we did not get a very good qualifying lap. And that's why in the exhibition I was giving tricks on talking about distancing and making sure you got a good amount of distance with the car behind and in front of you. Even if it means lap one, you just wait until you're the very last car and there's a good amount, a ton of distance with the car ahead of you. So important because you really want to try to get that P1 start off point, or, you know, top 5 or 6, because generally in a race it's reasonable to think that you're going to jump ahead 4 or 5 cars, because this isn't racing against the AI. You're not going to be 5 seconds per lap slower than them. But starting out in 11th, especially if it's a rolling start, is disastrous. But stay tuned, because we're going to get into some intense online World Series racing at Daytona road course. And I can tell you there's going to be some intense racing, because that Blind Shooter was already dirty during the exhibition. Dirty donkey. There's no reason for him other than wanting to take me out. Maybe he saw that I was starting off in first with the fastest lap, but he knocked me out. Now we're going to have to climb the ladder, but safe, smart driving is likely going to, often enough, move us up the pack quite a bit. So we're going to be covering safe, smart driving tips. Of course, we'll talk a little less than during the prep video. The prep video, you know, the race wasn't on the line. I get to do Daytona, likely only Daytona road course World Series once. I've got probably only one try at this, so the stakes are even higher, extra high. So this is the lineup. Hoping it's not a rolling start, and it is. So I don't have the advantage. I'm actually usually pretty good at a full stop start, because I can usually jump ahead 4 to 6 vehicles just on the start, because I'm quick. And I've got a little tip that I always share when those videos are going down. Basically, you just hold your foot on the brake and you gas it, and then all you have to do is let go of the brake. So as soon as you start to let go of the brake, the vehicle starts to move ahead. So that's definitely buying you time, even if you're not right at, you know, the clock. I'll start at like 0.5 off the start and I'll still jump ahead 4 or 5 cars. So here, streamlining is important. You want to follow behind cars, have them break the wind for you. This guy braking way too early. So you see a little bit of weirdness already. It's going to be a mix of Mario Kart. Oh, Mario Kart and Twisted Metal, as cars just bang up against each other. Not very sim racing like. Could not pull that kind of crap off. That crap would not be happening on a reel. They need to add real damage into this. Not just cater to the dirty donkeys of racing, but actually cater to people who want a sim racing experience. Polyphony, Gt7, I hope you take note. Oh, and there, stuff like that. Pretty frustrating. Taken out of the race right at the beginning. Had the radar on, which is an important trick, but no time penalty for him, and that just cost us probably about 15 seconds. Not very cool. Now we gotta hope the dirt on the tires gets out. Actually, this straight, pretty much guaranteed to get the dirt out of the tires, and we'll be fine for driving after this. So ideally, big tip, stay out of, you know, lap 1. If you can stay out of people's way, pretty important, because there's so much space on this track that people can come in and attack you from just about everywhere and anywhere. But if you're not in the main line, someone has to really only be wanting to play Twisted Metal to come after you, which the person in first, now second, Blind Shooter actually did in the exhibition, in the qualifying laps. I was way out of his line, way out of the ideal line. being like, hey, I'm going to stay away, which is good, just safe, smart driving, and he just came and hunted me out, but no penalty from Gt7, so if ever there's a better game that comes along that deals with that, will be definitely trying out all the racing sims as they come out. You can see the pack way ahead because we got taken out. Pounded on a few times, but one major takeout, and no issues or penalty for the dirty driving. But generally, we're going to see cars flying off the track because often when you're banging on cars, maybe you'll get 3, 4, maybe 5 successful hits playing Warzone, the driving simulator Warzone, but eventually you'll just take yourself out. We've taken a few people out with defensive driving. Taking off in first because we've got traction control on 2, so we can a little slower, but less chance of spinning out. And I find it's a happy compromise. Traction control 1 or 2. It's my last set. I've got little tiny training wheels still on, so 20% here. Probably actually start braking at the 1. Can go through that section quicker. 5 seconds faster. Yeah, well, 6 seconds faster. Well, yeah, I'm not surprised. I didn't get taken off the track, but we're starting from the absolute bottom, and let's see what we can do. And yeah, in this case, pitting very early could be a good idea. That way we don't have to deal with the whole traffic of the pack. Up to the top here, redirect the car. Get to the inside so we can be early on the throttle. At the 1 or just before. Little extra rotation coming off the mid-engine. Beautiful sounding V8 with a flat plane crank on this, making it for a very high revving V8. Pylon 1, start braking. Oh, gotta redirect. Gotta let go at a certain point and hope for the best. Could have gotten more rotation being in first. At the tip of the yellow here. And he probably has no traction control on and laid just a little too heavy into the accelerator, and you'll take yourself right off the course. So smart money is if I go pit now. Fun money is to show you takeovers. So I'm not gonna pit, because it's probably more entertaining and more fun for me to actually pass these vehicles. And I have no idea how the tires are going to last, so it'll also give me an advantage of making sure that my last set of tires are going to be good for the rest of the race. Go wide, then in. So we can get back on the throttle so much earlier. Getting the right drive line is so important. At the 1 here, go wide, then in. I could have even started turning in a little later, because that was a little too early, causing us a little bit of a delay. Go wide here. Get the apex. Always hunting for these apexes. Apex to apex. And if you find that you're going to slide out, you're going just a little fast, let go of the throttle. Partial braking to this apex, then slightly back, and then full throttle. Slightly back onto the throttle, and then full about a half second later. So I don't even know if maybe last on these tires. Let me know. Can we do one set of tires to the whole race? JCCR racing community filled with some pros and semi-pros, so always relying them. Very blessed to have them, but a lot of them are racing right now, of course. Some are at work, all the way out in Australia. Race the bottom here. World's fastest lap did that, or one of the world's fastest laps. And we're going to go pit after this. Aim here, start braking, redirect. You let off the pedal, the brake pedal, to redirect the nose. Full throttle. Try to drive, straighten out the course, drive straight as much as possible. First gear for rotation. A little bit of throttle, and then all the way down. Should have started braking only on pylon 1, or red cone 1 on the right. Here we go, race down, get not too high on the bank, about the middle. Try to have as little turn in the steering wheel as possible, create as little resistance as possible. Now where is that pit lane? It's going to be tough getting in there without crossing. Here, get out to the outside, right before the one, start braking, go through at about 100. So everyone seems to be doing about the same lap time here. Fastest lap at 147.8. Blind shooter in first after pulling some dirty tricks in the qualifying. But hey, can only control what I do, can't control what others do. So braking pretty, trying later braking. Still a lot more track I can use there, so we can definitely go through faster through that section. But we have dropped the time in that section a good amount. Should have started braking only at pylon 1, and then you brake light braking all the way to the apex. Got to let go of the brakes to be able to turn, but not completely let go. Called brake trailing. Now, to get the pits up on the map, trying to go from beginner to winner, or 0 to hero, so we don't know the track that well, but usually safe, smart driving techniques gets us good positions. Little slow, should be going through there at 100. Checking my map for the pits. Here we go. And will we need tires? Let's not take any chance. We're going to throw them on. And will we need fuel? Just a tiny little bit. So folks, don't forget to pit. It is required for this race. We're eventually going to get in here. Almost have enough time to go take a human pit stop. There we go. That's going to be a little more than needed for fuel. So we're going to play it safe. Shooting us out of the pits hot. Now, mentally, I'm back on the track. I know where we're at. Full throttle through here. Don't let go. Try to make it to that last first pylon before braking. I chickened out. Didn't have the stones for it. The brass. Full throttle. You ease into the throttle there, but pretty darn quickly. Unless you have traction control on zero, we did see that one car completely wipe out in that exact section. Maybe that was during the exhibition, maybe it was during the race, I can't remember. It's getting mixed together. Alright, so here let's try at one. Oh, here we go. Oh, it's too much. Okay, gotta be before the one. We'll pick up a half-second penalty for being experimental and crossing some lines we should not have crossed. Now, if you're watching live, don't be shy. Give us a hello. I want to get to know everyone who watches the lives. Or if you're not watching this live, also drop a comment. I want to get to know everyone. The first 1,000 subscribers, you are the original JCCR racing crew. And we've got an amazing racing crew. We got really, really fast drivers dropping tips often in the live chat. Mark Brendan, Mark Robbins, Ozzy Pug, Lone Wolf. Gotta try to get down to, I got a 148. Originally, it put us in first before the qualifying, but now we've been beaten out, and we gotta start running consistent 148, 149s if we're gonna catch up, because we must have lost 10 to 15 seconds at the beginning of the race due to some Donkey Kong, barrel throwing, monkey eating, and chest beating Warzone nonsense. About the middle of the track, come down to the bottom, just trying to share my memory of the ghost lap from one of the world's fastest drivers. Got a 143, I think it was 0.5 or 0.6. Slowly get out to the track here. Cut the track up diagonally before the one this time. Get through at about 104 miles per hour. And back on the throttle. So that was the best section for me so far. Should be able to get this into the high 140s. Now the world's fastest time, or one of them, sorry, did drive on the flat part of the section for this last little bit. There we go, getting the times down. Slowly making it back up. Now we're in 14th. Safe, smart driving, I believe, can still get us 10th or below. And of course, if there's any major crash, you never know. We could actually do quite a bit better than that. But if we can consistently run a 148, 149, we're going to start passing. A little different when we don't have the ghost to follow. And that's when we got our 148 something. Here, last minute braking at the tip of the yellow there. Run over the yellow and start on the throttle. And we drop the time for that section too. Maybe it'd be a low 149. Oh, we got to be on the outside, up top here. Before the one, start braking. Go through 110, seems to make it. Just held it together. Things were getting a little slip and slidey there. Felt like there was dish soap on the track. Ready for a good old Ferrari slip and slide. Porsche slide has one of the best gripping cars is the Porsche 911 until you lose control. Then it's gone, and that's because the rear weight, the engine's over the rear tires. It's actually behind the rear tires, making for a ton of weight on those rear tires. Oh, we've come in almost too hot. That's about the max speed we can go through there at. But this is going to be what we're missing to get into the 148s, I believe. We can just get the rest of the race in. The rest of the turns for this lap. Oh, and we lost them. We got a spin out. Now we're in 12th. And less heat behind us. Full throttle through here. Race it down the track. Pylon. Oh, we're going to hold it together. Yes. Oh, no. You got to let go and have faith at a certain point and just hope you make it. Whew, that braking was just a little too late that time. That was a close one. And as soon as we get to the apex, we can start lightly getting to the throttle. And once we saw we're out of the woods, push the pedal down. Pedal to the metal. Now the Ferrari likes to be revved out, just like the 911 and the NSX. The Lambo does not, the Viper does not, the Corvette does not. You'll lose time and speed if you try to rev those cars out. So here, before the one. Oh! Just made it back in time. Whew. Shouldn't be a penalty there, but that was close. Trying a new speed through there, and we lost a bit of time being silly. So I guess we'll still be in the 149. Get low. Get high. And get into first for the rotation through here. And it's not just full brake and full gas. You gotta modulate, use sometimes a bit of gas and a bit of brake. First gear, a better rotation. Try to get distance. That car behind us sounds like he wants blood. The aggressive looking cars, often the case, I find. Missed the line there. That shouldn't cause us too much. Almost out. That's about the most I can push out of that corner unless I get a better line. And let's just keep chasing down. We're gonna move up. I know we can finish in the top 9 here. Top of the track, so we can get a good nice cut through here. Go through on third. A little more control in third than fourth. Fourth, I just want to slide around. Let's try to stay low. Now I'm not getting the advantage of following right behind cars and having them break the wind. That would help with the time and speed. But we're getting to the low 149. Use the full track here. At the one. You can follow the tire marks for a good line, but of course someone may come in and use you as a brake point. See ya, buddy. And now he'll know to respect us the next time. See, I wouldn't normally retaliate, but I was like, you know what, he set himself up to be taken off the track and he just hit us, used us as his brakes. If Gran Turismo's not going to play justice and give him a time penalty, you know what, I'll just take him out. I'm getting pretty fed up. Let me know what you think in the comments. You can say that was a pretty dirty move, and that's fine. I understand, yeah. And the guy just knocked out said, let's have a clean race. but he is the one that started it. So I guess if you can't handle the heat, man, don't come try cooking in my kitchen. I will burn you. Yeah, you're pretty sad because now you're last. Don't quit. Don't quit. Just learn. Learn from your mistakes. Just like in life, we got to learn from our mistakes. It's okay to make them. For me, it's done now. Next time I see him, won't be trying to hit him or anything. I'll be the cleanest racer. But if he tries to come cook in my kitchen, he may very well get burnt. All right, so let's run flat here. Come up high. Ooh, that's some late braking here. Let's see if we can get it in time, and we got it just in time. All right, we're getting into position. We can climb back up from last place. See, there's no point in rage quitting or cry quitting because you're not going to learn, you're not going to get better. You got to stick it through and always drive clean. Clean, smart, safe driving will get you ahead. But if someone looks like they're going to be rough and tough with you and ruin your race, well, like they did on lap 1 when I got kicked into the last, pounded by just about everyone, well, I don't hold a grudge. I'm not going to go retaliate. But if someone's in the process of pushing me around the track and they've set themselves up in a really bad, weak position, like I said, don't go cooking in someone else's kitchen if you're not ready to get burnt or smell smoke. All right, so here we're going to go through this wonderful S section. Get as close to the one as possible with the braking. It's at last when there's about 25% left. Go through in third gear. And you gotta get on the gas in between the S's. Still running a little slow. I did that section slowly. Oh, now we've actually got someone to follow. He may not be where I want to be, but he is going to break the win for us. And no, that's not a smelly fart joke. It's all about streamlining. He picks up the wind resistance, and I get the benefit. Oh, he did that section well. Good job, Zoo Man. Well, Zoo Woman, Zoo Man. I mean, man, good job. Good job, buddy. So I like this guy. I'm going to follow him. I don't want to play dirty with him because instead, it's so much wiser and better for lap times. Shake and bake, baby. Just shake and bake, baby. You just follow him, you let him break your wind for you, and you only pass him when you've got a good, safe position to do so. But make sure you're not following so close that you can no longer see the track and your brake markers and acceleration markers. Woo! When you start spinning, you gotta let go. No brake, just let go of the accelerator to cut the spinning down, or the sliding. It's more a case of spinning with front engine rear wheel drive. These mid engines slide out. Tons of grip until there's no grip, until they just slide. Slip and slide. Now, I don't know if everyone's pit. If there are some who still have to pit, we'll move up. If people forgot to pit, we'll move up. 2 laps left. I'm going to follow Zoo to the end. Oh, and see there, I would have had to take myself off the track instead of rear-ending him. It's the real race technique. You don't just rear-end someone for your mistake. And I started braking a little late there. Following Zoo all the way. I want to run flat here, and I don't think we're close enough to get the advantage of streamlining. So, got some ground there. The only problem now is I don't want to rear-end him, and we had a little speed on him, so I let go of the accelerator a little early. First gear to rotate the car through the corner better. full throttle through here. At the first red cone, we start braking, try to get over the apex. And there it doesn't seem natural, but you got to start accelerating real early. And there I started braking very early. I don't want to take Zoo out. It's a huge advantage to be following. Oh my god, we need to see the car in front of us, especially on these high-speed rings or sections. That's your partner. That's the guy that's going to help you get a faster lap time, and together you can move up the pack. It's like he's your driving team buddy. Already we can see a bit of benefit taking place. Now the danger here is if he starts to brake earlier, and he goes through here a lot slower. I need to go through there at 100 miles per hour, not 83. So it's about time that I pass him right at the very end. So let's streamline it. Now, of course, he needs to play defensively. He needs to kind of try to move his car around and try to get me out of his slip zone or streamline zone. Because right now I'm definitely in position. And then I take it right here. Oh, and he's trying to get me down low on the track. So we didn't go for a hit there. We actually took the low road, and he didn't like that because he knew we'd be passing him, and that's why he started banging on us. So it looked like we played dirty, but there was a lot of space. We went for that a lot of space, and he's the one that actually closed the distance on that space. I had no desire of hitting him and knocking him out when I benefited from driving behind him for the last. Now, we didn't take positions together, but under different circumstances, we would have been passing other cars together. Actually, I think we actually started, I was like 12th and 11th when I started following him, so we kind of did take some cars together, just positions together, we just didn't see them. So we started for qualifying race, that's the video right before this, we started in first. We had the fastest lap time. That didn't last long. We went into qualification, and the person who ended up getting first, second, or third took us out during qualification in a place where he had to really move out of his way and out of his line to come take us out. A little frustrating. Gt7, no penalties for ridiculous driving. So not very sim racing, very arcadey in that sense. But let's see. Yeah, he finished first, and that's who took us out, if I'm not mistaken, in the qualifying with one of the dirtiest moves I've seen. Not only was it dirty, extra dirty because it was in qualifying, but I took a very wide outside line to leave him the good inside line, and he just wasn't his inside line. He saw me and just drove into me to knock me out. So things happen. Let's see how it shook out. Blood Shooter in first. Good job. G-Spec F1. Good work, man, for second in a 458. I like to see that. That's what we're driving. We got the RCF. And it's part of his name, so he must really love the Lexus RCF. This may be the only game he plays, but good job with that bronze. And let's see, for safety, no one's safety rating went down, and that's ridiculous because we really got taken out on lap 1, and you'd think someone's safety rating would at least go way down. This has gotten worse since the 1.55 update. Dirty driving is even more tolerated. It was already pretty tolerated. Now it's very tolerated. So Gran Turismo 7, polyphony, digital, if I can make a suggestion, you're starting to circle down the toilet because the more you allow this to go on, the dirty driving, the more you're going to have clean drivers leave and just say, you know what, I'm not racing online anymore, and the AI mode has gotten old and boring. You might lose players forever. And I know right now they're probably looking at statistically saying, hey, 80 or 85% of our drivers are dirty drivers, so they'll be happy. No, they're happy right now because they'll take a car out. The perfect example is Bar Bu GT. He was dirty driving me, and I have had enough. So I'm done being excessively nice to people that are being dirty. He put himself in a bad position. So he came cooked in my kitchen. He got burned. I took him out, and he quit. He quit out of the race. So he's probably thinking like, this game, and he's super frustrated. That's what's going to happen. If your good racers leave, all your easy targets leave, and you only have these intense war zone-like drivers, they're going to feed off each other, and eventually there won't be any meat left on the bones. The game will become a carcass, and you're going to lose a lot of online racers. So that's my rant for the day. I am glad that I at least got a race in. Local rankings, 11th. Last race I did, big mistake for Exhibition 1. Please remember this. This is my tip. Don't be fooled. Doing every single race in the day does not give you more points, and it's not the average of your positions. I got 4th twice and should have walked away, because it's your last race that counts. And in the last race, I got taken out, then I was frustrated. I took myself out, and I finished with a really low position, so not a whole lot of points. Well, it looks like so far I'm at 1.4 million. But we'll see. I think this is probably the only time I get to run Daytona, because the PSN network was out. So one try, and kind of got the experience ruined this time as well because of dirty racing. And I find it unfortunate that I kind of have to take the law into my own hands. There's no justice system in the Gt7, so I know how to take cars off the road. We did it in that race, and I don't feel great about that. That's not the type of racing I want to do, because really, you hit a car, I should have had structural damage. My car should have been running quite a bit slower due to aerodynamics and resistance caused on those big high-speed straightaways. I've said my piece. You've heard me whine enough, and I don't just whine because I didn't win. I usually love not winning because it's a learning experience, but not like this. Thank you so much for watching this live. I'm really blessed to have a community that keeps dropping tips with much better drivers than I in the community, and you can benefit from their knowledge, experience, coaching, and mentoring by being part of the live stream. So if you made it this far, drop a comment, finisher, it'd be very much appreciated. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, I wish you all more cars and more power, and hope you get to put the pedal to the metal on a car you love sometime real soon. Take care, folks. Thank you.